What's up, Barnhill family, and welcome back to the channel.
Yo.
So my goodness, Rob Font versus Chito Vera. This was power versus output, and the power overcame the output last night. Chito really landed some incredible shots, some devastating knees straight up the middle. He is improving by leaps and bounds.
Absolutely. Not only adding skills to his arsenal, but adding tattoos to his collection. Everything looked pretty cool. The headpiece, the scorpion back there, that was pretty gangster.
It's a bold move.
Yeah, for sure. And for somebody to do that to Rob Font, that's pretty insane.
Yeah, I mean, Rob Font was the number 5 guy going in last night. We've seen him piece up former champion after former champion, finish Marlon Moraes. I mean, this guy is the real deal. And talk about like how much of a gangster, a zombie even Rob Font is. He took a beating in that fight and just kept coming forward and throwing almost record-breaking output against Chito Vera. But here's the thing, and Rob Font did miss weight by a couple of pounds, but Chito looked a full weight class bigger in there. I'm not sure what happened there. I'm not sure if Rob Font's diet and his weight cutting stuff is on point how it should be, but Chito looked like the much bigger fighter. He was certainly the much more powerful fighter, and this is a new and improved Chito from the one that we saw defeat Sean O'Malley.
Yeah, when you look at those two guys and they were talking to the ref right before the fight started, you would have assumed that Chito was the guy that missed the weight because he looked so much bigger. I mean, his body really did look a lot bigger. So something must have gone awry with Rob Font's weight cut or the way he was able to re-put the weight back on. It's always sucks to see that. But I think that both of the guys came to fight. They really did show us that like they're both in the top. Like nobody's just going to walk over Rob Font. And the way Chito Vera was able to put some of those power shots together in rounds that I thought he was losing just because of the accumulation. You know, Rob Font was hitting him with all kinds of stuff. And usually when he does that, your face winds up looking like how his face looked against Chito Vera. I mean, just remember Cody Nolov. Cody Nolov's face was all butchered and battered up. Chito Vera looked like he didn't even get a scratch on his face at the end of that fight.
It's crazy. Like, how do you get hit by like several hundred shots and not look like you've been in a fight? I don't even know how you train for that. It's not, It must be some sort of weird genetic anomaly that Chito Vera has. But here's the thing about Rob Font. He's super skilled. His cardio's off the charts. He throws a mega output. His shot selection with the punches is brilliant. His problem is he just doesn't have a lot of power, right? He has a hard time finishing guys. He didn't finish Cody Garbrandt, and that's a guy who's quite frankly gets finished pretty much every time he goes out there. And I don't say that to pick on him. It's kind of sad, but that's just the reality of the matter. And the thing is, there's some hitters at 135. Man, there's some people that can shut the lights out, and Chito Vera is definitely one of them. Chito Vera didn't land nearly as many shots as Rob landed, but the ones he did land, he made them count. Some of those knees straight up the middle, this just straight stomp kick to the face, the ground and pound, the discipline of Chito, I thought was really impressive because a couple of those times he got Rob on the ground, and you know, you see people unload the gas tank and they just kind of throw everything at and they're hitting hands, they're hitting shoulders, they're not really doing a lot of damage, and then a cardio machine like Rob Font comes back and makes you pay for it in the next couple of rounds. Chito was very precise with his shot selection. Some of those elbows that he dropped on Rob Font, I thought they were going to stop at mid-round. I thought that Rob was not going to be able to answer the bell. It just is a testament to his toughness. But I think the thing about Rob Font is they say you're either born with power or you're not. So I don't know how you really develop that and work that into your game. But I feel like if Rob Font's going to continue to progress and be a potential champion at 135, he's going to have to start getting more finishes than he's getting currently, because otherwise he's in there for 25 minutes and then somebody like a Chito Vera really hurts him within that time frame.
Yeah, it's said that, you know, power is a gift from God, and I think Chito Vera was blessed. He gave it to him in spades. I mean, the guy's got so much power, and he's mixing the martial arts so well. The way he was dropping Rob Font was incredible. That one kick up to the head was nuts. Yeah. And then the knee was really nice. Everything was really well done. Chito Vera looked like he wanted to be in the cage as long as possible. Yeah. Like, of course he would take a knockout, but it looked like he was so comfortable in there all the way into the 25th minute, all the way into the very last seconds of the fight. To me, that just showed championship quality, championship caliber out of Chito Vera, which I was really looking to see if he could pass that test. And I mean, he passed it with flying colors. That was such a good performance on his part. I know he's now going to be dropping into the top 5, and Rob Font will slide just out of it, but he's nowhere in the back curtains or, you know, being washed away from the top of the 135 division. But Chito Vera, man, he's right there, and a couple more wins against, you know, like he said, 4, 3, or 2, or maybe even 1. Give me one of those guys, and he could be in a title fight by this time next year.
Yeah, I think a title fight could definitely be in Chito's future. Jason Perillo was minorly critical, saying saying, I wish he'd have thrown a little bit more with the hands and not just stood right in front of Rob Font. And that is kind of, I mean, Rob hit him with a lot of shots last night. And there's some people at 135 that if they dropped those shots on Chito, they may have taken him out of the game and finished the fight. So he's going to have to correct a few things. I think his head movement needs to improve a little bit. I think he needs to throw a little bit more with the hands to set up the kicks. But I mean, that's really, we're just picking and grasping at straws here. It was a beautiful, masterful performance, but just looking forward, now he's in the title conversation, so we have to talk about the top of the top, which at 135 is extraordinarily talented. So, you know, I think he needs to make a few improvements. The good news is he's still on the right side of 30, and I think we're going to see him in a title fight before his career's over.
Yeah, and all the rage these days in the news is Twitter, and I haven't checked for sure, but Sean O'Malley, every time Chito did anything, he could burp, and O'Malley would be tweeting about it. I haven't seen what he has tweeted, if anything, because he might have seen some things that he didn't like out of the new and improved Chito Vera last night, and he might be looking to maybe postpone that rematch a couple years down the road. But, man, the night belonged to Chito Vera. Rob Font's a gangster, a zombie, and I can't wait to see both of these guys back in action soon.
Well said. Guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Drop us a comment. Let us know who you'd like to see both of these warriors fight next. We love chatting with you guys in the comments, and we always appreciate a like on the video and a subscribe to the channel. We'll see you next time.
Peace.